Thank you for choosing Waterwalkerz. Please make sure that all staff watch this video. Please do not rely on staff training other staff as they may pass on bad habits. If you ever have any questions or problems, please do not hesitate to contact us at any time. And if you are having problems, we suggest that you send a video of your staff operating the balls so we can give you suggestions on better ways to operate. Always use the blue tube to inflate the ball and never use anything like a solid plastic pipe or anything else, as this will damage your zip. The blower should be kept at least 2 meters away from the water and will inflate the balls within about 30 seconds. Only use the Zip Care lubricant that we supply. Using other lubricant or spray could damage, deteriorate, weaken or shorten the life of the zip. Before a session, apply lubricant like this all the way along the zip. If a ball is dry or the zip is stiff during a session, then water should be enough to lubricate it. But if you are struggling with the zip, you can add more lubricant at any time. When operating the zips, always make sure that you are holding the handle and pulling away from the handle in a very slow, gentle and controlled way. Never hold the handle and pull towards yourself, and never try to pull the zip hard or fast. The best way to get the rider in the ball is to have it already inflated or half inflated. Open the zip, let them crawl in so they cannot trip or slip. Anyone from 5 years upwards can play in a Waterwalkerz ball. However, you may find that many 5 to 6 year olds will be too scared to go in and be scared by the inflation process, so many operators start from the age of 7. Make sure that people do not have any sharp objects on them, including jewellery, that could both hurt the rider and damage the ball. Only allow riders to play in the ball for a maximum of 5 minutes and get them out earlier if they want to get out. Once inside, make sure that they stay sitting and inflate the ball with a blue tube like this. Pinch the tube and do not stuff your hand inside. The ideal way is having it like a letter through a postbox. If you twist the tube like this, it will be flatter and easier to inflate. Make sure that the tube is straight so that the ball is inflated properly. When the ball is fully inflated, give it a tap, step on the tube so it falls out and then slowly close the zip. Remember, when operating the zips, always make sure that you are holding the handle and pulling away from the handle in a very slow, gentle and controlled way. Never hold the handle and pull towards yourself, and never try to pull the zip hard or fast. Make sure that the zip is completely closed and there are no gaps along the zip, and that the zip is closed all the way to the end. Make sure that the flap is on the underside, otherwise it will get in your way and it will make it more difficult to get people in and out of the ball and make it more difficult for you to inflate the ball. Also, make sure that you firmly close the flap so that the Velcro keeps its stickiness. Then gently move the ball into the water and push away from the edge of the pool. The riders should remain sitting until they are on the water and away from the edge of the pool. If they are running around and enjoying themselves, you can assume that they are not wanting to get out. But if they are lying down and taking a rest, you should ask them if they are okay and if they want to get out. While the rider is playing in the ball, you should be constantly supervising them. If they get too close to the side of the pool, you should push them away from the edge. If you need to keep them away from the opposite side of the pool, gently pull the rope. Do not tug it. Hold it loosely to avoid hurting your hands from an unexpected tug. Also have gloves available if staff want to wear them. Also be careful of ropes for staff and riders. Make sure that ropes cannot trip or burn someone. When the time is up or the rider wants to get out, you should tell them to sit down and then gently move them to the side of the pool. You can ask them to move back and forth so that you can get the ball in a better position for yourself. Open the zip and let the riders crawl out of the ball. Do not let them stand or they may trip and fall. After each session, you should clean the balls with child-safe wipes and then dry off with paper towels. This will only take a few minutes and keep the balls clean and fresh. Dry and clean the zip after each session and hang them up somewhere like this if possible, but definitely do not leave them wet and dirty, and definitely do not pack them into plastic bags or boxes, or the zips may deteriorate. In the unlikely event that the zip splits open on the water, you should be able to easily and quickly pull the ball back and get the rider out without having to jump into the water. You can always avoid having a zip split by making sure that you follow the earlier instructions of closing a zip properly and making sure that it's 100% closed. A zip cannot split on the water if it is properly closed. Here we will demonstrate what happens if you are rough with the zip. Pull it fast and do not hold the handle, and pull away from the handle gently. Here we are pulling the zip in a very rough way to try to make it split. Now it has a split. If you don't check the ball, you might think that it's okay, but it does now have a chance to split. To fix a split like this, we may be able to just pull the zip back and then forward again to fix it. If it does not work, we can try again and bunch the zip up like this before pulling it forward. If it is still not working and has a gap at the start that won't close, or is closed but in a twisted way, then we can split the zip open and manually reteeth it. You are not pushing the zip together, but simply letting the teeth go together each time you split it, again like this. If your zip closes when the ball is flat on the floor like this, but will not close when you're trying to inflate it with air, then there is probably something wrong with the way that you are operating it, and you should send us a video showing us what you're doing and what the problem is that you are having. However, if your zip does not close when you're trying to close it like this, deflated and on the floor, then your zip will need to be clamped. You can buy a clamp like this from any packing company or send it back to us. Put it on the area that is splitting or at the start of the zip and give it a little squeeze. If you do it too much, you will damage the zip and you won't be able to open or close the zip, so please be careful when attempting this. If you have a puncture, you can repair it with tear aid. Clean and dry the area, put a small patch on and then a larger patch on. You can even do this on the inside as well as the outside of the ball. If your zip has physical damage, such as a ripped end or deteriorated zip or missing teeth, then you will either need to get a new ball or get a zip replacement. We can only replace a zip once. If that zip again has a problem, you will need a new ball. If you are using balls outside where it can be windy, or you find that the balls are always tugging, you may want to consider using swivels like these, which will avoid any tugging and put less pressure on the anchor points of the ball. If the Velcro does at some point lose its stickiness, you can cut it off and use the ball without it. You should have an emergency pair of scissors available in the extremely unlikely case of you not being able to open the zip and then needing to cut the ball and get the rider out. Thank you very much. Please contact us at any time.